Hi there, aunties. So I am here with baby Serena, and I'm gonna get her dressed. But I really wanted to talk about um the questions that I've been getting lately, and I've actually gotten them quite a bit. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting a lot of new subscribers, or what's the deal with the the like influx of the same question, or around the same area. So it may sound redundant to some of us that been in it for a while, or it might sound crazy to some of you guys, or like I'm going over the same thing and I've talked about it before. But for new people that's following my channel, that has asked me, like, why why do people collect, why do grown people, I've gotten, why do grown people collect, not collect, but play with dolls. And then one person was very respectful and said, um, she just wanted to know, like, why the dolls, why, you know, um, not, is it that we don't have any nieces or nephews, or, can't have children, etc., etc. So I want to kind of try to answer that to the best of my ability. I can't speak for everyone, but what I can say is, for one, there's a wide range of reasons why people collect dolls. These realistic dolls like that. Number one, that I think every person will probably agree on this, is that they love babies, or they love the look of babies and the feel of babies. Um, Most women are naturally born with motherly instincts, and therefore we, like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, like it's an instant emotion that we feel when we see, babies like this that look so real. Or I'm gonna put you guys to another angle, actually. So let's see. So yeah, it's a anyway, trying to get you guys at a better angle. So yeah, so it's a natural instinct, and we get this feeling like when we see this realistic baby doll laying here, and you instantly want to pick it up, you want to hold it, or you might not want to hold it, but you feel something, because and not saying that men don't, but I know, because I can only speak as being a woman, because that's all I am. So but from that perspective, that's what, that's one of the things. Then, of course, yes, there are many women that can't have children, and so they collect these because it gives them, something to hold, to give them that motherly feel. Because especially with the silicone babies, you can pretty much do, a lot of stuff, of course, like you would, caring for a real baby. But even with the reborns, dressing it, you know, um, giving it a bottle, giving it a pacifier, like, you don't have to do those things. I don't do those things off camera, but I don't see anything wrong with it, any harm. We know that there are dolls, but that's just what we do. So when people say we treat them like real babies, why? It's hard to explain if you've never seen one in person or never felt one in person, because I get that with people, they're asking me that as they're holding one of my dolls and they're rocking it like you would a real baby, and they're like, well, why do you treat it like a real baby? And I'm like, well, the same reason you're standing there rocking it. And they're like, oh, and they don't even realize they're doing it. It's by nature. So but then the one question was very personally directed to me, And they said, okay, I understand that some women, you know, do it to cope with grieving, you know, like if they lost the baby, or, you know, the fact that they can't have kids or whatever. And they were asking me, like, why do you collect them? There's also some people that um, suffer with empty nest syndrome. Like a lot of older women miss when their babies were smaller and babies, or they've already left the house, and so on and so forth. Or women that wanted more children that couldn't have more children, and that type of thing. And I've always had a passion for dolls, and I've always liked realistic dolls. But I think it's a lot more, to be honest, with why I've went like crazy with collecting these type dolls. I think that for one, I do miss my babies being small. And like another collector said, I believe it was Erica, mentioned that when my babies were, you know, this small, I did get to enjoy them, right? I did get to enjoy them. But like, by the time I had, you know, like the fourth baby, the first baby had a nursery too, but not a real, you know, it was a nursery, but my mom kind of, you know, helped with that and everything. And then with by the time I got down to almost like the last baby, I was able to, you know, do more. And, but I really enjoyed dressing my babies when they were younger. And I really enjoyed, you know, certain phases. And I get to like not relive that exact moment, but I get to feel that feeling again, like with them. I get to do all the dressing and stuff like that. And I'm an only child, but I do have nieces and nephews from my siblings that we share the same father, but we're not close like that. So, I don't know. But I do things for real children, of course, and everything. But a lot of people, like even let's say, for example, my goddaughter is here. And yes, you know, people have asked, is she living with me? And right now, yes, she is. And she has been for a while. And someone in my family asked me actually and said, well, you got a real baby there now, you know, so I bet you're not going to collect those dolls anymore. Well, that's not the case. I'm still collecting because I don't collect them to replace, you know, or replace, you know, real children. It's not that I want to have a real baby at this, you know, stage in life. By circumstances, you know, my goddaughter is here and I love her and I wouldn't change that for anything, but just naturally before that, you know, came about, you know, my baby is 15. I don't want to, you know, I enjoy being able to just get up and go and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But, so for me, I think I collect because I've always loved dolls, and I think I collect because I couldn't afford to do it when I was a little bit younger, and I really wanted one of these realistic dolls. And me and my ex-husband, who was my husband, of course, at the time, couldn't afford to buy me a realistic doll. And I mean, back then, the doll that I saw that was realistic for me was only like $100 and something, and I couldn't afford to take that out of my, you know, my regular budget, like, you know, where I'd spend money for my family. I couldn't afford to do that. So when I got to a point and saw that I could, I did, and I needed something, a distraction, something like a stress, you know, a stress reliever when I was going through my divorce. So it's kind of hard to explain, but basically, I don't really know exactly what all it is that makes me so crazy about collecting the dolls. But I do know that it's an emotional hobby and that I don't think that they're real. I do treat them as I would treat real babies, as in I'm very careful with them. Um, I'm very particular about handling them and other people touching them or handling them. I don't want people just touching my dolls. I don't let people touch my dolls. My children don't touch my dolls. My goddaughter has, touched my reborns. I gave them pacifiers and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't allow people to touch my dolls. And it's funny because my kids will tell people that all the time. When they come over and they're like, "Ooh, can I hold this one?" They're like, "My mom don't let anybody touch her dolls." It's like, and it's funny because my kids are not babies. They're, up in size, and they're really quick to tell people that. And I don't care what they say. I think they're almost as protective over my dolls as I am, because they know that they're expensive. They don't know how much they cost, but they know they're expensive, and they know that I will freak out if somebody do something to them. So whenever someone's over, rather, I don't care if it's an older aunt, if it's their friends, it doesn't matter. They're quick to tell them when they see the babies and they want to touch them. But wait, my mom doesn't let people play with her dolls. She doesn't let people touch. And people are like, "Oh, I want to come over and just play with the dolls." And one day my daughter told my my older cousin, granddaughter, was like, "I want to come over and just play dolls." And my daughter said, "Oh, and that would just be a waste, because my mom," she was like, "My mom is not gonna let you play with her dolls. She'll say, 'Oh, it's okay,' and then you won't get to play with them because she doesn't like that." So I think it's cute. It's funny, but it really is the truth, though. I can't get mad with them about that because it is the truth. I don't like people playing with my dolls. But yeah, so I hope that I kind of answered that. Like, it is a big stress reliever, like really a big stress reliever. She's very floppy, like not floppy, like too floppy. Oh, you guys can't even see her. Gosh, I hate that when I do that. I try to show you guys movement on them, and then you guys can't even see her. If I don't hold her head, it will fall back. Now, I know as the babies get bigger, they have more control over their head. But she does, but she's still floppy, and I just wanted to show that. She has control to the point of, like, I can kind of sit her up, like if she, sitting up in the bed, like she's learning to sit up. A baby would be learning to sit up, which she's not. It depends on how you want her to be, like what personality you want to give her, because she could be a baby that's not really quite there yet. Because she's like between 3 to 6 months. So it depends on if you want to say she's 4 months, 5 months, 3 months, or if you want to say she's 6 months. If she's 6 months, she should be trying to sit up. So, and I think she's weighted accordingly to go either route. But anyway, yeah, they're such a stress reliever for me. Like, I've even tested the theory this weekend where, I gotta go real fast, I don't have much time, where I was suffering with a migraine and hurt and in a lot of pain, and I had tried to take meds and it wasn't working, and my eyes was bloodshot red, my pressure was up, and I tried everything. I tried to lay down, I couldn't get comfortable, and so basically I said, you know what, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna address the babies and see if that relieves me. So subconsciously, I think I was worried about something, but I started dressing the babies, and slowly I started feeling the ease of the pressure. By the end of dressing like 2 babies or so, I could feel the relief. I was actually like not hurting. And then I went and looked in the mirror. My eye was still red, but not as red. And then I was able to lay down and I took a really good nap. So I know for a fact that they do help relieve stress, and they help me in that way. So I can't speak for anybody else. So I gotta go.